you can tell somebody's from the country whenever an airplane passes up in the sky and they're like, fuck, there's a plane.
It's Mel here and welcome back to Stranger Thinks. So today for Featured Artist Friday we have for you a fantastic musician called Joel Harkin. He's a singer-songwriter and basically we went to Ormer Park in Belfast. It was a beautiful day and we had a great little chat and some great conversation, and yeah, here's how it went.
So, Meredith, what do you recommend for this pulsating indifference? Go to the city, surround yourself in people. Inspiration. Just like knocking about and doing the whole life thing as inspiration. Stories and films. I have a song that's the whole inspiration from the song, and like the main characters from the song are all from the 90s classic movie My Girl with Macaulay Culkin. So anywhere and everywhere inspiration. Yeah. Maybe I'll be the boy. I will sit for weeks with a riff or like a chord progression, and it'll change, and then I do the scat over the song, over the chord progression, and then I leave that for weeks or months, and then come back to it and change it, and then realize that I've written a song that's already written, and then change it again, and then write lyrics, and let it sit for a while, and if I still like it when I come back to it, well then it gets played, and if I don't like it, well then it dies. Yes, it is. Although the person in the video, the character in the video, is not Meredith, the character in the song. There's like somebody who's like gone on the video and left a comment of like, this is what I think the video and the song are about, in this whole big like paragraph of like, oh yeah, this is what I think is happening, and like it's a really good like what's the word, interpretation of those things together, but the story of the video and the story of the song are like completely different. Meredith is a song about a dream that I had where I was talking to one of my favorite songwriters, Meredith Godrow, about the state of my life. And so you know, obviously the character in the video might not even be called Meredith. I don't know what that character's name was, but obviously she had a very sad life of our character. Yes, Meredith is a real person. She's a very good songwriter, but she's not a prostitute. I think I'm getting sad again, and I've got no place to be. Thinking about that trip we took, and how lucky underprivileged can seem. Oh, the scene's great. Fucking sweet. From, you know, I mean, like obviously, like I know more of like the scene in Donegal in the north of Ireland better than I know it here. But I've like made some like good connections and good friends, and like seen some really good bands here. Like I really like Brand New Friend, for instance, are a band from I think like they're from like Castle Rock originally, but they're really good. I really like those dudes. Soak, baby, Soak. unbelievable. Don't even have to say, like, brilliant person uh, from the Northern Irish music scene. Great. Who else? Who else is good up here? Jealous of the Birds. Fantastic. Really cool. Uh, Very nice. Chill. Yes. Ryan Vale. Very nice. Classical mixed with like electronic. Bit of singing. Very nice. Like it a lot. Um, yeah, I really like him. Kieran Lavery. Again, very nice. Beautiful voice. Uh, Excellent songs. He's a very nice guy. Met him the last day. Really like him. We had a nice talk about Donegal and the wine bar in Remelton. One of my favourite topics to talk about, Donegal. And he talked to me about that, and I was very happy. Very nice music. Of course. Of course. Like, I'm not gonna metaphorically shit on anybody who plays covers, but I mean, there's a whole other wall that you have to get through when you're playing original stuff, because like um, I work in a bar and there's a lot of cover bands in said bar, and people flock to it. You know, people like to hear what they already know, and it's so much harder to convince people to go and see something that they're not familiar with. So that was the question, wasn't it? That it's harder? Yeah, no, of course it's harder. Way harder, in my opinion. Um, Although, like, I'll go and see a cover band. Yeah, definitely. Good Elvis Presley, Bruce Springsteen cover band. I'm there, but, you know, it's. I'm not saying that it's a problem, but it kind of is a problem for, because I feel like if I go and see any of that, and like, the amount of people that go and see something just because they know the songs, they've seen it before, I mean, like, pretty much taking money out of the pockets of people that are being. I'm not saying that there's no creative process to being in a cover band, but like, there's less than being an original artist, and so these people are, these creative artists are putting time in, and they're not, like, they're not getting as much money out of it because people are people and like to see what they know more than trying new things. Oh God. The Oberst dog, Connor Oberst. Love him. Can't get enough of him. Every album, that he puts out, just like surprised in a great way. Love it. He's incredible. He's a brilliant songwriter, and just the music's always great. Mike Mogus and Nate Walcott, also from Bright Eyes. Like their arrangements, their playing, their like obviously Mike's like recording engineering abilities. He's just a great producer, so I would consider those guys big influence as well. Soak, who I mentioned earlier. Meredith Godrow from Gregory and the Hawk, who I mentioned earlier. Modest Mouse, like, not so much like on the like musical side. I really like them as a band. I don't find myself musically influenced by them, but lyrically, in a big way. Really, really like thought-provoking, cool lyrics, and so I find myself influenced by them a lot. I am listening to a lot of Phoebe Bridgers at the minute. She's excellent. Like, if like sound can have an aesthetic, sonically, she has a great aesthetic. It's really dark and reverby, and her voice is really sweet, and the songs are kind of dark, and it just everything complements so well. So I really like her. Who else? I'm listening to a lot of Evie Beats, and like that's influencing me in some ways. When it comes to like production and stuff like that, she makes like kind of lo-fi hip hop beats, and I've bought a bunch of her beat tapes, and it's really nice. And so that has like, you know, made me think differently about production in a way. Not so much songwriting and performing, but yeah, I think that's a good number of influences right there. Oh, Four Foresters influenced me. Baby, love those guys. Great dudes. Gabriel is an incredible songwriter. Gabriel, you are an incredible songwriter, and I look up to all those dudes so much. They're fantastic. That's everybody. I have many of the available social medias that are, in the public eye these days. I have a YouTube account. I have a Facebook page. I have a Twitter page where I just say things, not necessarily related to anything musical. If you want to take a look inside what I find funny, that's what you do on my Twitter. I have a really amateur interest in photography, and that's what I do on my Instagram, which I'm really active on. So that's the big one there. And what else? What else are the kids doing these days? SoundCloud. I do have a SoundCloud. I have a remix, like a really this is like ambient, kind of hip hoppy remix of a Four Foresters song on there that I like, but I don't have anything else on my SoundCloud, and it's nothing like what I do myself in my project. But go check that out; it's fun. Bandcamp. I can't remember if it's on iTunes. I don't think it is. Spotify. I have some stuff on Spotify, some old stuff, but keep an eye on those interwebs because there's stuff coming soon. New stuff, hopefully this summer. So yeah. All quiet and scared. Is there a mistake with our description of life? How long can we keep up the charade? So thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more about Joel, including where you can find his social media and his music, everything will be linked in the description box below. Please go ahead and check it out. You'll also be able to find his YouTube channel. It will be linked below, but it will also be over in our featured channels. Thank you once again, and we'll see you on the next upload. Bye!